computer, and then I can send it to Vivian and she can give you guys a copy. Okay, now I'll go back to sharing my screen. All right, let me just put it in the chat. There's 3 of them. Now, let me go to where's the chat gone? You see, I'm too far away. Oh, it's up here. Okay.
Or you can write on the screen. You add a text box.
Oh, I've got it.
You write. Yeah. So people can understand and know the new word immediately.
Can you see it? I've already got it in the chat.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Now,
you can see it now. Lackadaisical. Wow.
Yeah. There's plethora and myriad. They actually mean the same. They just mean a lot or many. But why I like these words is because they go into any conversation. You can say, oh, my teenage son can be so lackadaisical, he won't tidy his bedroom. Or I can say, oh, my boss is a bit lackadaisical. He doesn't actually show up at meetings. Or I can say, I'm feeling really lackadaisical today. I think I'll have the day off. So this is a good one. And plethora just means many. I have a plethora. Now I better tell you, plethora, the preposition is always of. Plethora of. So plethora of friends. All right. Myriad of. So just so that you use it correctly.
Those are like frequently used words, or
they're frequently used. Well, think of many. How many times do you say, oh, Iris, I have many friends? How many times do you say, I have many books, or I have a plethora of books, or I have a plethora of friends, or I have myriads of I have a myriad of homework to do. These are many, we use many in so many ways on a daily or weekly basis. So we just have to get used to using this word instead of saying many. And this is what I say to my Arab students, you know, because they tell me, no one in my house speaks English. I'm learning all these new words, I can't use them. I say, yes, you can. Don't care that they're not going to understand you. The fact that it comes out of your mouth, you're hearing it. Your mind is taking it in. You can say to your mother, oh, I feel lackadaisical today. She'll just look at you like, what are you talking about? But it's not about your mother. It's about speaking that word out. The more you speak it out, even to your friends, I'm really hungry. I want a plethora of food. I want to order a plethora of things on the menu. Now, your friends, they will think, what? But it doesn't matter. You see, we have to start thinking the other way. We always think we have to say something to communicate to other people, when in fact we have to convince ourselves of what we're saying. So don't be shy. Go home and tell your mother, well, I actually wasn't lackadaisical today in class. I did listen to Miss Maria. Now, your mother may not know what you're saying. She might say, what? Then you get to say it a second time. And if she says, what? Then you get to say it a third time. And you're hearing yourself saying it and you're getting used to it. It becomes part and parcel of your vocabulary in your mind. So that's just a kind of a technique. All right, so we're on to bring you over here. A wide range of vocabulary is very important. If you just think, if you can speak fluently with understanding, as well as have a wide range of vocabulary, using your discourse markers and connectives, you're going to get a good score. What else is important are synonyms and, oh, I forgot the G, synonyms and paraphrasing. Now, does anyone know what a synonym is?
That word has the same meaning to the like a topic words or topic sentence.
So it has what, sorry?
Sorry, synonym, which mean like a word which has same meaning with any words in the topic sentence or topic statement.
Yes. So a synonym, exactly what Vivian said, a synonym is a word that has the same meaning, but it's a different word. So for example, I might say, well, I went out for dinner last night. Or I might say, I went out for a meal last night. They mean exactly the same. Because last night has to do with dinner. I can't say I went for a meal because it could be lunch. And the synonym is, the vocab is dinner. So we say, oh, I went out for dinner last night. I went out for a meal in the evening. So these are synonyms, same meaning, different word. Does anyone know of one synonym they can tell me? What might be the synonym for a friend? Well, could be a buddy. I have a friend. His name is John. Or I could say, I have a buddy. His name is John. What's another one with friend?
Comrade.
Comrade. Very good. Okay, you can put comrade in a sentence for me, please, Zung.
Yeah, okay. Wait, what do you mean by putting comrade in a sentence?
Well, I said buddy, and then I said, I have a buddy, and his name is John.
Okay, I understand you. So putting comrade in sentence,
It's the same as I have a buddy, I have a friend, I have a comrade. It's exactly the same meaning, different word. But you can give me another one with comrade.
I have a lot of international comrade. Well, sound somewhere, but I guess it's right.
So you said I have a lot of international what?
Comrade. Comrade.
Oh, comrade. Are you saying comrade or comrades?
Yeah. Comrade.
Are you using the S at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear it, that's all. All right, yes, I have a lot of international comrades. And we use the S because it's more than one. Very good. Well, very well done, Zong. Anyone else? All right, Vivian, looks like it's you and Zong. Can you give me a synonym with a sentence?
Are you calling me?
Yeah. So can you give me a word, but you tell me the word, then use the synonym, give me the synonym of it, like we had friend, buddy, comrade, anyone, it doesn't matter, and then use it in a sentence.
To be honest, I don't know any like a synonym of friend apart from buddy. So you already mentioned. So can you please help so I can like make a sentence?
What about teacher? What would you call a teacher? What's the synonym for a teacher?
teacher, a lecturer,
Yeah,
professor.
okay, brilliant. So put that in a sentence.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate to go to like a university, so I don't know many of my teacher.
I had to go to a lecture.
I had to go to the lecture, so I don't know so many of my professors. Does it make sense?
Not really. So wouldn't actually go, the connective so wouldn't go with that sentence. I had to go to a lecture so that I could get to know a lot of my lecture, a lot of my whatever.
Professor.
Professor.
So that.
Yeah. Because you used had. I had to go to a lecture so that I could know some of my professors. Or you would say, I went to a lecture so that I could get to know some of my professors.
Okay.
Yeah, but so, good on you. Thank you. So that's all a synonym is. It's using educator, lecturer, teacher, professor, class teacher. It's using a number of these types of synonyms in order to build our wide range of vocabulary. Right, that is great. Now, the next one, I'll move on to the next one. It's paraphrasing. Oops, let me just see if I can.
I can search the web for that.
Oh, sure.
Just tap the search chip below.
That's Google talking to me. You know, it's very scary because you don't even have to be talking to Google and it's like tracking you. Did you know that?
I don't know.
We don't know. We have already. We only have a series on iPhone. When you talk something in front of the iPhone, Siri, like a virtual lady, respond.
Well, I wasn't even talking to my phone and she started telling me things. Maybe she had a synonym to give. But anyway, the next one is paraphrasing. I was just going to correct my spelling because it's got a G. Does anyone know what paraphrasing means?
Yeah, it's paraphrasing. Is it re sentence something? Like something give you a sentence, someone give you a sentence and you remake it into something similar but different.
Yes, exactly. The same meaning, but a different, using different words to create the sentence. So paraphrasing, and it's important to learn this with your IELTS speaking, the synonyms and the paraphrasing, because I'll tell you what, there are not a lot of students that will actually take the time to learn synonyms and paraphrasing. So because I'm an IELTS examiner and I take them for their speaking, and maybe 1 out of 100 might use a synonym and paraphrase, and yet they know it's part of the criteria. So that's why I say the criteria is crucial for getting a good band score. Now, paraphrasing is like saying, I want to paraphrase something. I like my teacher a lot. I like my teacher a lot because she's really cool. Okay, now if I want to paraphrase that, I would say, well, my professor is really quite fun or quite amazing, and I like to have time with her. It can be anything as long as it means that same kind of connotation, but I should think of something a bit easier. I went to dinner last night, as I was saying. Okay, and we would say I ate a meal in the evening at a restaurant. But I'd have to say I went to dinner last night at a restaurant. Oh, I heard a motorbike. Oh, okay. So we would say, I would say, let me make it simple. I went to dinner last night in a restaurant with my family. Okay. Then I would say, in the evening, I ate with my relatives in a diner. Exactly the same thing. I've just changed the word restaurant for diner. I could change it for cafeteria. You can eat in any of those places. I changed the word family to relatives. I changed last night to in the evening. So this is how we paraphrase, but you know it'll get easier as you practice it. The good news is you only need 3 synonyms or 3 paraphrases for your entire IELTS exam, your speaking exam. So when you're talking, the examiner's listening, he'll hear a synonym. He might have asked you a question about a restaurant and you change it to a diner. He'll get that and he'll make a note. And then further on in your art speaking, you'll use another word. He might say something about a naughty child. You might talk about the horrid behavior of a young one. So he'll hear that. And 3 tells him you've got that. Now, there are a lot of threes in the criteria. 3 synonyms. And the reason 3, when you hear someone use a synonym, you think, great. But you're still not sure if it was a mistake or was just by luck. And then they'll say it again, use another one further on. You think, oh, impressed. The 3rd one, it's actually sealed. They know their synonyms. So that's why 3 is the number. Okay, so that's it for synonyms and paraphrasing. There's a few more lessons as we go on. The next one that we're going to cover, and this is only lexical resource, vocabulary, is idioms and uncommon idiomatic vocabulary. That's what that means. Now, does anyone know what an idiom is?
It's a sentence that old people said that sound good. I don't know.
Do you have an example?
I really don't. I know it in Vietnamese, but in English, I just never stumble upon it.
Maybe Vivian will translate for you.
Yeah.
Because he knows it in Vietnamese.
Yeah, I think that all Vietnamese students know that. Just take an example to show that you understand.
Something like
Yeah,
one bird with 2 stones or something like that.
Something like 2
One bird with 2 stones. One stone. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yes, exactly. You killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Very good. That is an idiom, and idioms are metaphoric language. It means it's not real, but we speak in metaphoric terms. Very good. Yeah, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, how would you put that into a sentence?
in a sentence, then that sentence I got to talk about achieving something that only need to do it once. Like I'm going to pick up the car while getting a meal on the way out. So it's two birds with one stone.
Excellent. That's excellent. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've got a lot of homework, so I'm going to stay home, not go to, well, exactly what you said, not go to dinner. I'm going to study because I've got so many exams and it'll be killing two birds with one stone. But your one was much better. I tend to go on a bit. Very good. That is what an idiom is. There's like out of the blue. I arrived at work yesterday and my boss told me, "You're fired." And it was out of the blue. I was not expecting it at all. Or I arrived at work yesterday and my boss said, "You've been promoted." Oh my gosh, that was out of the blue. I was not expecting it at all. So it doesn't matter how you use it, but as long as it's used in context. So very good. So those are idioms. What I will do is, because I have lists, on my laptop. Is someone writing me? Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry, everyone saw this. All right. Uncommon idiomatic vocabulary. Does anyone know what this means?
No.
Vivian,
No,
do
I
you
don't.
know?
I don't know, but I can guess.
Yes.
Uncommon is some word that is rarely used in like
Daily life.
daily life conversation.
Exactly. So it's uncommon. It's not heard in everyday language. I have got some samples a bit further down. But yeah, so like even if I said, well, we keep the DVD box set in the lounge so everyone can have access to it. Not many people call it a DVD box set, but this is what Westerners call it. And so if someone came up and said that, of course you think, oh, great, that's uncommon. It's not heard of. And it can be something as saying, the photography I took on my trip was absolutely stunning. That's uncommon. How many people go around saying it's absolutely stunning? Not many at all. So that is that. Now, all you people, all you lovely students I've not heard of, you got, oh, here it is. I think I'm up to all of you. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th slide. So I've been very generous. I've allowed it to get to 7 slides before I get to hear a little bit about yourself. Now, I just want to encourage you, please don't be shy. I can't see you, so it's actually quite good that you get to talk without me seeing you. Others can't see you. So please give it a go. Every time in class, there's going to be a time where you get to speak. Now, on the 7th slide, it says, tell me something about yourself. Choose one option. Now, in the green, everything you see in the green are the actual exercises where we all contribute, we all speak about something. So it says in green, speak for 1 minute with a timer. And it says pre-assessment. Now, I wanted to speak about pre-assessment because, that might sound scary. A pre-assessment is just where you're at, where the teacher knows you're at, and where he or she needs to take you. That's all it means. And I wanted to tell you, we have pre-assessment in kindergarten. So can you imagine? There's even when the children, 3.5, 4 years of age, when they start kindergarten, they're having a pre-assessment. The teacher might say to them, "Good morning, Haley. It's great to have you in our kindergarten. Welcome. Please make this your home. Now, Haley, tell me something about yourself." Now, the little girl, they love to talk. And what the teacher's doing while she's talking is just getting an awareness of where her English level is. So it's nothing scary at all. So if KG can do it, we all can do it. And it's actually for every level of class. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, there's always a pre-assessment. So you can choose from one thing, either your favorite food dish, a much loved pet, something about, oh, Van Ann went out. Now she wants to come back in. Shall we let her in?
Yeah.
Do we let Vivian back in?
Yes, please.
I'm just joking.
Let's be generous and forgiving.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got a bad sense of humor. Okay. Vivian, are you here? All right. So
Maybe she went to get some water.
it's all right, Zoom. I was just being funny. Okay. Ah, Vivian.
Sorry, my internet has problem. I just go out, went out and go in again.
Oh, I asked the class if they wanted me to let you back in. And Zoom really said yes. So I'm only joking, Vivian. Anyway, so speak for 1 minute with a timer. Now, I thought I'd put timer. There's a reason for that. The speaking exam uses a timer. And I thought it would be great to get used to a timer. Now, if you don't want the timer, it's fine, because this is the first class. I don't want anyone to feel anxious at all. You know, I had a student yesterday. I just want to say this because everyone has their different degrees of nervousness. Now, I had a young man from Saudi Arabia. He was only 20. And when he went to speak, when it was a mock exam, he was very nervous. Now, at the end of it, he said to me, "Miss, I've had 2 IELTS exams," because he spoke so well. And I said, "Why are you still coming back?" He said, "I keep failing." I said, "But you speak well." He said, "I speak well, but in the exams, I become so nervous that I can't breathe." And now there's a few students like that. They can't breathe. They just get all wound up and nothing comes out, or what comes out of their mouth is not what they want to say. So, you know, it happens to anyone, anywhere in the world. And the best thing to try to do is to overcome it. But because he's extreme, I said, take one of these. Take it into the exam. When you find that you can't breathe, and he literally can't, he's like, I said, just take a puff. I know, but I didn't know what else to tell him, because he has these nervous attacks. And I said, just take your punt and the examiner will wait for you and carry on. So he felt so happy when he knew he could do something. Otherwise, he'd just keep failing time after time. So I just want to encourage all of you, don't be shy. I promise I never say anything that would be detrimental. It's always encouraging. I want you all to have a turn, and it doesn't have to be 1 minute. For today, you're exempt from time. It can be a few sentences, but it's on your favorite food or a much loved pet or something about your family, anything about your family. Okay, so let me look at the list. Well, before I do, does anyone want to volunteer first, apart from Zoom and Vivian?
No, not me.
Yeah, I said apart from you. You're going to have a turn, but you're not going to be first.
Oh, really?
Everyone's going to have a turn, Zong, because this is either one of the topics, favorite food. Oh, let me go first. Much loved pet or something about my family. Now, this is an example, and it's true. I have a beautiful dog called Coffee. He's a boxer. And when I left New Zealand 13 years ago to work in the Middle East, I left him behind, even though it broke my heart. Now, the reason it broke my heart is because we were so close, but I couldn't take him. The Middle East is mainly hot. Most of the months, many of the months, maybe 9 out of 12 are very hot. Sometimes it reaches up to 40, 50 degrees. Now, I made the decision to leave my dog because he'd never survive in that kind of weather. Boxers love to run. They love the water. They run, and he plays in the water. Dogs are limited in the Middle East on where they can go. So I knew it was best for him. Now, one further thing, out of all my family, I'm the one that took care of him, and he knew me more than he knew anyone else. When I'd come back from work, he'd get up on his 2 hind legs and he'd put his 4 legs around me and give me a big hug. Now, when I decided to leave him, I wanted to leave him, give him away to a boxer family. The reason being, people that own boxers understand their quirky ways. Boxers are very quirky. They have some crazy moments. And if you have boxers, you will understand them. And so I advertised, and I got this wonderful man with 2 huge boxes. And I went to meet him, and I took Coffee, my boxer, and they got on like a house on fire. And I felt so peaceful in my heart that he had gone to a good family who would take him running, take him to the water. And when I went back a year later, I didn't contact him. My family was saying, go and see Coffee. I said, no, I don't want to cause any mental stress to him. It's better I not see him because then I have to leave again. So yeah, that's my story, and that's about a much loved pet. So I'm going to give you all a turn. It definitely doesn't have to be that long. But who wants to go first?
Can you leave us some like a minute to prepare? So
oh yes, of course. Silly me. You're right. You know, before you
2 minutes for the preparation.
No, you're right. I actually had that in my mind when I was writing my PowerPoint, because when you do speak in the exam, you do get time for preparation. So tell you what, lovely students, I'm going to use my timer.
Yeah.
only to get the time. And I'm going to give you 1 minute. Just turn my phone on again. 1 minute, and then write something down in your notebook. I'm not caring if it doesn't make sense. I don't care if the sentences are wrong. It's just about interaction, participation, and being a part of the class. All right, so I'm putting the 1 minute on. Starting now. Okay, that's the timer. Just stop the timer. So who wants to go first? All right. What about Farong Phao? Do you want to give it a go?
Phương Thảo. Hello, Phương Thảo. Bạn Phương Thảo có ở đây không nhỉ? So can you please move to another one? I will ask the admin to check if Phương Thảo is still in the class.
All
Maybe she
right.
went to get some water.
Sorry?
Maybe she went to get some water.
Oh, I see. Okay, Helen.
Hà Linh
Yes.
ơi. Yeah.
So I choose one option, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I will talk about my favorite food dish.
Okay.
My favorite food is pho. Pho is a traditional and famous dish of Hanoi. We can eat it easily anywhere in Hanoi, and I usually have it for breakfast. I think I can eat pho 4 times a week. No, yeah, and something special is my mom cooks pho very well. So I always tell everyone that I like to eat pho. My mom cooks the most.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. for participating. Thank you. That was great. All right. Kunua,
Quỳnh Như. Quỳnh Như ơi. Quỳnh Như ơi.
Yes.
Cô gọi em.
So I think I'd like to talk about my favorite food dish. So to be honest, I'm the last year student in my high school. So thus I always get up late because of my studies. And yet, you know, we have a plethora of homework as well. So the noodles is always in my top choice. Especially the Indomie noodles, you know, it comes from Indonesia. And for me, it's the harmonious mixture with a little bit of spicy and a little bit salty. Yes, so that is really my taste. And it helped me a lot when to like, you know, we don't even have time to breathe at that time. So yeah, it was really a top choice when it comes to eating. Yeah.
you guys are great. I'll learn something from you guys. Thank you so much. That was brilliant. All right. Who else have I got? Just go along and, oops, just check. Get me out of the picture. Oops. Okay. Oh, Farong Fowl.
Yeah, I check.
Sorry, I have come out. Yes, I choose the second topic is a much love pet. Cass is my best friend in my childhood, and its name was Leo. Leo was my beloved pet, and I like it for its intelligent and gentle natures. I have here some bad habits in other cats. However, Leo has some intelligent habit, such as I and my pet understand each other, and when they want to eat it often go around me, and I understand that, and I feed my pet. And when I have free time, I am now is I now plays together, and to me it was Leo was my best friend in my childhood. Yes.
Thank you so much, Farong. Thank you very much. That was brilliant. All right, well, very good, you guys. Let me go. Oh, I just want to say, Kunua, I heard your I heard your synonym. I heard you say plethora. That was great. Okay, so now I'm on to Mylan.
Hi, I'm Lan,
Hi.
and I'm glad to introduce you about my favorite fruit. Well, my favorite fruit is some dishes made by my mom because it's very suitable to my taste. And you know, Vietnam has many street food out there, and eating a lot of street food will it's not clean, so it's not good for health. So I'm very like to eat. Uh, I'm very enjoy eating my uh, f- uh, a food which made by my mom, and I know in my heart, she is a chef, a master chef, and she cook by her heart to make me happy and want me to have a good health. That's all.
Wow, thank you so much. That was brilliant. Thank you very much, Mylan. All right, making me hungry, all these lovely menus. Okay, let me go to this class list. So I've done my Queen Anne, I've done, no. Zoom, do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
What?
Yeah, let me talk about my pet, my little buddy. He's right here on the table with me. So, we picked him up only a years ago since he was little. He's a hybrid cat. He's half England, half, Vietnamese cat. So he got much more of a Vietnamese features to himself. Still, the weight is some foreign cat weight. He's only 1 years old, but already have a fair body of a old cat, old enough to hit me back. Um, while talking about other cat, I hear they say that their cat is quite gentle, but that's not the case for my little buddy here, because he is nowhere near gentle or being careful his family members. He treat everybody the same, despite someone who raised him up or just some customer coming into my house and buying things. He always lay around on his belly, doesn't even care who it is, letting people touch his belly, uh, four leg up in the air while sleeping, and his special move, fighting me. He's I know he's playing, but his claw and his mouth is sharp with my hands. Got a lot of scar right here.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's all my my little body. Heavy full guinea pig, half this, half that, half dog, half cat, anything for him.
All right. Well, thank you, Zong. That was brilliant. Thank you very much. All right. Mylin?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
So because I don't have too much things to say about the other two topics, so I will choose the pet ones. Like everyone like cute things, and pets are one of them. Like, well, I have two cats, and both are adopted. One is a male cat, is adopted from my uncle, and another one is a female. She is adopted by my sister from a girl on Facebook. Like that girl was about to give birth, so she can't raise the cat anymore. My cats are also quite old. One is 8 years old and another is 5 years old. Like in terms of human age, they are almost 40 years old, like the same age as my parents. I also have a goldfish, and I think my goldfish have a superpower. Like let's call it John. I bought John with another goldfish, and a month later, John's friend died. Like I don't know why, but he died. Then I tried again and bought another fish, but it got the same result. It's not because of the fish tank is dirty or something like that. I think John didn't want to have friends. And I also have an I used to have a pair of parrots too, but they also dead. Like I think my pets don't like people. Like the male cat, when my house have a guest, he will always be upstairs, like he don't want to meet the strangers. And the female ones, she she's willing to bite stranger if they going to touch her. And John, the goldfish, you know him. He kills his friends by his superpower. Well, I think, well, to be honest, I know that not everyone wants to have a pet, and not everyone can afford to keep a pet. But I think having a pet is quite beneficial. Like I have read that having a pet can help children care about others. Like it increase their ability to communicate and empathize. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, Mylan. That is brilliant. Thank you very much. Yes, something fishy about your fish, isn't there? There's something a bit fishy going on. All your others are dying. Any other fish you get? Huh? All right. So now we have Lena.
Yes.
Hi.
I would like to talk about my pets. Um, I had a cat, and its name was Mill. Mill was my beloved pet, and I love it so much. He was a calm and quiet pet. He always needs my attention. I used to feed him milk and other edible ingredients. Um, he was the smart cat, understood all my instructions, and also learned to use the toilet by itself. This last year, he's gone without reason. I don't know, but uh, I always miss my lovely cat. That's all.
Oh, thank you very much, Lena. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you. Okay. No. No. Is that right? Let me just check my chats. Oh, she's absent. Okay, I understand. Why would I write that? Okay, it's your turn, Vivian.
I suppose I'm the last one in the class,
Yes.
right?
You are.
So I'm gonna pick the first topic, my favorite food dish. Well, you know, I'm a foodie. I'm big on any kinds of food, from street food to like fine dining meal. Out of the dishes that I have that I ever known. Bánh mì was my favorite. Let me explain a bit about bánh mì. It's kind of a little Paris baguette with the meat and fresh very inside. And I remember, if I remember exactly, BBC has once listed bánh mì as one of top 100 dishes, the best dishes around the world. And we don't make bánh mì at home, but we usually eat it out. From the north to the south of Vietnam, there are many kinds of bánh mì. Is different in flavors. In the north is kind of salty, but in the south is gonna be like spicy. But no matter what the flavor is, I always feel bánh mì is fantastic. And nowadays I can see that there are many brands of bánh mì everywhere, and many master chef has make their own bánh mì brand and sell overseas. And yeah, that's what I want to share with you about my favorite food dish.
Thank you very much, Vivian. That was brilliant. Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. Now, I didn't use the timer. I just wanted to allow a flexibility in speaking. You all have very good English skills. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by all of you. But the next time, there will always be an occasion in our lessons where you will get to speak. So the more that you speak, the more practice you have. And when you get to the last criteria, so we're at criteria 1 and 2. Then there's criteria 3 and 4, which is grammar and accuracy and pronunciation. After those 2, we can have a mock speaking exam, because there's no point having it before you understand what is required of you in regard to speaking, like what does grammar and accuracy require? What do I have to do to get the best score for that? And then, of course, pronunciation, there are about 5 criteria. How do I have to speak and sound in order to get the best score? So I thought, when you've got all of that explained for you, then we can have a mock exam. That will be great. And you can, as an individual, know where you are on the scale of 0 to 9. Now, there was one thing that came into my mind that just flew away. What was it? Anyway, it doesn't matter, it'll come back. So yeah, that was brilliant. Thank you very much. So each lesson will have a time where you get to speak as well. All right, so moving on. We're going to this one. Oh, I need to get out of the way so you can see it. Get us right out of the way. Oh, you can't see me, but that's okay. I'll move it now. This one, now I think I had a timer on it. Yes, I did. You see how you should be able to see it. If people can't see the screen, students, just tell me. So this is 3 o'clock. We're going into more into detail about fluency and coherence. So it's not bad. We're probably a little bit behind time, but you know, you can never judge because there has to be flexibility in how a class goes, how it runs. So now I'm doing this. Now this PowerPoint series, I'll just let you know, if you, oh, Mylin, you're coming in again, okay. I'm just letting you know that Vivian has a copy and there's, you know, if you need a copy of it, everything is there for you, then don't hesitate to ask her because the more information you get, the better. And it should also include the recording. Okay, so criteria 1, let's break it down. We'll go into the nitty-gritty of what fluency and coherence is. So this is what it means, speaking fluently with understanding. Well, you don't need an example from me because I think I've been speaking quite a lot. And we talked about discourse markers and why. I've explained that. Then we talked about connectives. Now we're going to get into further detail about connectives. As I told you, they're important, they're most important because they're in 2 of the criteria. Now there are actually 2 types of connectives. There are the compound connectives and there are the complex connectives. Now, I won't worry about examples for now. We can come back to that. I've got in the highlighted green, I've said practical speaking examples using 5 different compound words and complex connectives. So there's actually a difference between the compound connective and the complex connective, as you'll see when we carry on. Okay, now, how do I make this smaller? Oh, there you go. So as you can see, these are the compound connectives and we call these fanboys. So in the Middle East where I taught at schools, you taught the children fanboys so they would remember what compound connectives are. These 2, 4, 6, 7, there are only 7 of them in the entire English language, all right? So you've got for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. And the reason we say fanboys, it's so the children remember. So I'm talking about grade 1, grade 2, when you teach them about the different connectives. I might say to them, okay, Muhammad, give me a fanboy in a sentence. And he might say, but I didn't want to go to school today, but my mother said I had to. So that's how they use these connectives. 4, I wanted milk and cookies for my breakfast, but for my breakfast, that's it. I wanted milk and cookies for my breakfast. All right. And that I use for and, nor. Nor, what do you want for dinner tonight? Do you want McDonald's or KFC? So you've got or there. And the child will say, well, I don't want McDonald's, nor do I want KFC. So that's nor. I don't want this and I don't want that. Well, what do you want? I want pizza. So that's how you use examples of these connectives. Yet, have you finished your homework yet? No, I haven't finished my homework yet. That is using the connective, compound connective yet. I have yet to finish my homework. So that's it again. So I think I will go to school so that I might learn something. So these are the fan boys. And they are, as I said, in two criteria: grammar and accuracy, and in fluency and coherence. So this is only one of the connectives. There are two. These are the compound connectives. Now, these are the complex connectives. There are a number of them. They're not like compound, where there's only 7 in the entire English language. There are myriads of them because, however, in addition, therefore, if, furthermore, moreover, over and over and over, it continues. There are a lot. So the key to using connectives is to blend one with a compound. So it's putting a compound connective in the same sentence as a complex connective. For example, if I used for, I went to the shop for some milk because we had none. Or I went to the shop for some milk. However, they didn't have any. So therefore, I had to go to another shop. And this is the flexibility and the fluency when we join these types of connectives together. All right, so we're going to, if you can see that, I want to give you a short example where you use a compound connective and a complex connective. Just one sentence, any one of the 7 compound words or any one of these 7 complex words is sufficient. So I'm going to read out your names and just one sentence using them both together is great. Okay, so can I start with Helen? Can you give a compound word mixed with a complex word in one sentence, please? If you want a few, if you want some time, that's fine. If anyone's ready, that will be great as well. All right, let me give you 1 minute just to come up with. Now, I haven't got the screen on the both, but as you can see, this is for and nor, but, or, yet, and so. If you can write that in your little notebook, and I'll keep this one up because it's actually a lot more than the other. So I'll give 1 minute from now. I keep turning my phone off. All right, I'm looking at the clock. And then I'll go down the roll, and you just need to give me one example. All right. We'll start. Harlan, can you give me one sentence using a compound and a complex connective, please?
Hà Linh ơi. Hà Linh ơi.
Oh, maybe she's left. Or maybe she's gone for water.
Yeah, you can call.
Perong Phao?
Phương Thảo ơi.
Yes.
Hi, Perong.
My I will make sense then with complex connectives. We choose the options because it will help us to save money the most, and the sentence with compound connected I use but I prepared the dinner more. I prepared the dinner but it have some has some trouble in the kitchen. Yes.
Okay, so you said I prepared the dinner, but it had a problem. It had a problem in the kitchen. Yeah. So you just need to add the complex connective to finish the sentence. So like you'd say, I prepared the dinner, but there was a problem in the kitchen because we had run out of gas. Yeah? Wrong, is that right?
Thảo ơi, bạn có nghe cô nói rõ không? Thảo ơi.
Cô có thể nói lại cho em được không ạ?
Yeah, she said that. Can you please repeat?
Okay. I'll repeat your one. I prepared the dinner, but there was a problem. So I've used but like you, but there was a problem in the kitchen because I ran out of, or it ran, or the oven ran out of gas. So but and because.
Yes, I understand.
All right. All right, that was great. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, Queen Noah. No.
Quỳnh Như.
Okay, so because of to protect the environment, so I make it a point to check whether all the lights are turned off before I hit the sack.
Can you repeat it for me? I'm very sorry. Because
because of protecting environment.
Yeah.
So I make it a point to check whether all the lights are turned off before I hit the sack.
All right. Well, thank you for that. That's brilliant. Thank you. So you would say, because I want to protect the environment, I make sure, because I want to protect the environment, because I want to protect the environment, I want to turn off the lights so that it helps. Something to that effect. Yeah, but anyway, that was a good attempt. You actually have homework in relation to these kind of connectives, and they're not that easy to get around, but once you do, it will become like a lot more easier just to use them in your everyday speaking. Thank you very much, Queen Noah. Okay, Mylan.
Mai Lan ơi.
Cô gọi em hay là gọi Mỹ Linh ạ? Vì tên bọn em giống nhau á.
Yeah. Em có thể hỏi thẳng cô giúp chị cái.
Excuse me, you want me to talk or Mỹ Linh?
Oh, Mỹ Linh.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I just gonna make a random sentence. Because I want some milk, so I went to the supermarket for some milk. But however, when I got there, there was no milk left, so I have to ask the supermarket staff to get me some.
Wow. That was great. The only thing I'm going to say, because it's the second time now from a student, don't start with because. Start with an actual simple sentence. I didn't get into this, but a simple sentence is, I went to the shop. And then you add the compound word and the complex word. So you might say, Mylan, I went to the shop for some milk, but it was closed, but it didn't have any because it had run out. What you said was great. It's just using it in a different context, that you have a simple sentence and then the compound word and the complex word, or a simple sentence, a complex word, and a compound word. Yeah, so try not to start with the complex connective first, because it's designed to connect two sentences. So if you use it first, it's only connecting one. All right, so, but otherwise, great effort. Thank you so much. All right, Mylan.
Well, I want to go outside because staying at home makes me uncomfortable. However, weather is too hot and sunny, so I change my mind.
All right. Okay, great. Thank you. Good efforts, you guys. Linda?
Yes. I will make a sentence. However hungry I am, I never seem to be able to finish off a whole pizza. So I always eat with my friends.
All right. Well, thank you for your effort. That's very good. Thank you. Okay. Now remember that the complex connectives are bringing together two sentences. So you can use because or however, but that's later. For the time being, you're learning how to connect a compound and a connective in the one sentence, but you're not using them to start the sentence. So, yeah, otherwise you guys are doing a really good effort. Okay, now Vivian.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I arrived to the airport late, the flight has took off, and there wasn't any ticket for the next flight. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, since I arrived late to the airport, the flight has took off, and there wasn't any ticket for the next flight.
Okay, what is the which complex connective did you use?
Since.
Ah, you didn't use the one on the list. I'm looking
Yeah.
at the one on the list. Okay, no, that's fine. Since is a connective, complex connective. All right, well, thank you, Vivian. And one more thing, sorry, Zung, I forgot you. Could you give me
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks to the lockdown, I got a lot of free time. Yet, all of those time when disappears because of the pile up work I left behind.
All right. Okay, you guys have all done brilliantly. Thank you so much. It's always easier to speak freely, but the minute it gets categorized, it's like it makes us think more. What? But if we don't have to categorize it, we actually can speak a lot fluently. But once we learn how to categorize, that's where our fluency becomes even better. Okay, well, I'm going to give you all a little break. Not really, you're not going anywhere, but I thought I'd just give a little history because I felt like this is a good time to bring it in because you've all been working so hard. And it's only a 5-minute break, but you're still listening, of course. So where did IELTS originate? It began in the United Kingdom. Well, it's the UK based with Australia. So you have the two of them that have the rights to it. So that's pretty much it. And then the next one is, so which countries write the IELTS? Let me get this up. This is so annoying. Which countries write the IELTS topics? So there's actually 5 countries that take part in the writing of the topics. The UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the US. So what they do is, this is why it makes it international. I love it being this way because it's not only about the British topics, it's not only the British way or the Australian way. They've used 5 different nationalities to create their topics. So what they do is they get a top scholar from each of the 5 countries, and they all participate in finding the right topic, because you've got students from all over the world. So it can't just be one country. It needs to be unilaterally all taking a part in it. So that's So that's just a little bit of history. Now, have I gone back into the work? All right, what does this say? So these are the 4 speaking band descriptors. So we've covered fluency and coherence for today. The next one is lexical resource. Now, in more detail than what I told you. Now it's going the wrong way. It's fluency and coherence. The arrow is going, oh yeah, no, that's the right arrow. Good arrow. All right, so these are just the 4. Now, this is the criteria for lexical resource, breaking it down. Now, every one of those 4 topics need to be broken down so that you can achieve your goal. If you're just told, oh, fluency and coherence, you'll be like, but you have to know what are the mechanics behind it. So the first one uses a range of vocabulary, which we did, synonyms and paraphrasing, which we did, and idioms and uncommon idiomatic vocabulary. Now, this one says uses a range of vocabulary, which we covered kind of in the beginning. And it's got the green highlighter, which means there's a little exercise to do. Now uses a range of vocabulary. Now I've got a little wheel and it's like words related to education. Now, it's only just give me one word out of these topics. You've got education. You could say, education. What's another vocab word for education? Learning institute, like anything to that effect. What you would think might be it. Education, study, university, professors. So these are a number of words related to this. Family, siblings, mother, father, relatives. So this is how we build a vocabulary, because if you didn't have a clear guideline, maybe you would be like, where do I start? How do I build a vocabulary? Now, the person I'm contracted to for my full-time job, he has a strategy where the students have to learn 20 new vocabulary a day. To me, that's a lot. And so I've put a wheel here. There's education, family, sport, morning routine, friends, the weather, and food. Now, what words would you find related to education, friends, the weather? It could be in the weather, it could be stormy, it could be sunny. So it's quite a range of vocabulary. Now, why did I use these topic words? There's many, but I just started with 7. The reason being, when you have speaking exams, they're related to these kind of topics. They might say, you might have a topic on food. Tell me your favorite food, which is an actual art topic. Now, because you've learned the different vocabulary related to food, excuse me, it will help you to answer using a range of vocabulary. Now, morning routine is an actual topic in the art speaking. So what might you, when the examiner says, tell me about your morning routine. I mean, you don't want to be a parrot. Parroting is not good to get a high score. Parroting is when the examiner says, tell me about your morning routine. And you say, well, remembering discourse marker, well, my morning routine is, that's parroting. You don't ever want to do that. That's why when you learn different vocab related to these 7, and the next week there'll be another 7, and the next week there'll be another 7. So by the time you come to the mock exam, and I might give you the one related to morning routines, you would say to me, well, every day before lunch. Now, of course, morning is before lunch. So if you say every day before lunch, you're referring to the morning. So you might say to the examiner, well, every morning before lunch, I get out of bed about 8 a.m. And he will immediately know you've just used a synonym or you've paraphrased. So this is why you need to extend your vocabulary and you need to be able to speak back to him or her using a range of vocabulary. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm just going to have a very quick exercise with you. The reason being, I've highlighted the green. So because I've highlighted, I want you all just to have 1 minute to think of any one of these words and give me a synonym or a vocab word that is the same as, which is equal to synonym. So I've got the roll. Just take a minute. If you can give me 2, you might say education, teacher, lecture room, school, university, academics. You might want to give me 1 or 2 or 3 of any of these. You might say family, sibling, father, cousins. I'll leave it up to your discretion, but I'll give you a minute. You can choose any 1 or any 2. If you're feeling eager enough, you can choose 3. There's no restriction. But the minimum, of course, is 1 word. After that, you can have a plethora of words. So let me just give you 1 minute for this, and your homework includes lexical resource and connective. So it's just a continuation of what you've learned in class. All right, the clock is ticking.
Excuse me, may I double check? We need to like mention the range of vocabulary, or we put it in sentence and say something about the sector.
No, there's 7 words there, vocabulary words. Okay. Like Helen could say to me, Miss Education Teachers. That's it. I don't want any sentences. Okay. Yeah. Just
got it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Maria.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start again with you, Helen. Can you give me a vocab word for any of the 7?
Me?
Okay,
Yeah, thanks.
I will give you some vocabulary about education.
Great.
Exercise,
Yeah,
lessons,
yeah.
qualification,
What?
qualification.
Qualification?
Yes.
Qualification.
Oh, qualification. Great. Yeah.
Tutorial.
Tutorial. Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Materials.
Materials. Yeah.
Subject.
Subjects. Yes.
Topic.
Topic. Excellent.
Take an no.
Take what?
Course.
Take what, sorry?
Take an exam.
Technical.
Take an exam. To
Oh,
take an
take an exam. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's all.
That is brilliant. That's all. You've given a plethora of vocab. Thank you so much. So much, Helen. Very good. Okay. Purung Thaw.
Sorry, you call me?
Yeah. Do you have any vocabulary words for any of these 7 topics?
I talk some words about food.
Okay.
Cooking, grocery, refreshment,
Wow.
shop, drink, meal, fast food, nutrition, ingredients, food stuff, comestible.
Sorry. Con what?
Comestible.
What's a comestible?
It means it's a synonym edible.
Oh, consumable.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And cookery.
Cookery. Yeah.
Menu.
Menu.
And some fruits such as bread,
Fruits. Bread.
snacks, meat, That's all.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Violfal. That was brilliant. Okay. Mylan? Hi, is Mylan here?
You call me?
Yeah. Oh, well, you can be at Mylan. I was saying Mylan, but Mylan, yeah. Do you have any vocab words?
Mm, vocabulary is about any topic is okay.
Which topic? Any of the 7 topics down here is fine.
Oh, okay. So I think I'm gonna choose family. I think we have sibling, generations.
Good word. Yeah. Oh, is that it? Siblings and generations, yeah? Okay, that's fine. Mylan.
Well, I chose sport.
Oh, yeah.
Scuba diving.
Yeah.
Snooker. Walking, badminton, football, players, linesmen, penalty.
What was it? Sorry, the last one?
Penalty.
Penalty. Okay.
Gym.
G.
Swimming pool.
Yeah.
Cycling.
Yeah.
Tennis court.
Yeah.
Boxing.
Yeah.
Fan.
Fan. Oh, fan. Yeah.
And ball.
Oh, very good. Thank you, Mylan. All right, so now we have Zul.
Yes.
Yeah, can you name your vocab?
I'm gonna go with education.
Yep.
So some vocab for education are teach, lecture, courses, subjects, major. That's all I got.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Van Ann.
Yeah, I would like to go with the weather.
Yeah.
Weather should be like climate change,
Yeah.
droughts, storm,
Yeah.
carbon dioxide emission. No, sorry, that's it, about like climate change. Weather, cloudy, windy, storm. What I say, earthquake. Sorry, that's another thing. Weather is weather, hot, cool, chill, cool, chill, fresh, airflow, no, freezing,
Okay.
cloud, that's all for me.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Now, did I leave anyone out? Has anyone been missed out? All right.
I think that's all.
I think that's everyone, isn't it? Okay, that's great. Thank you all so much for participating. Now, what did I put here? Oh, I just did some examples of paraphrasing using synonyms to change the sentence. Now, like example, in my childhood, and you get that a lot in the actual speaking topics in part 1. So they might say, tell me something about your childhood. Now, a lot of students say, well, in my childhood, which of course is wrong, they need to paraphrase. So it's like, in my childhood, well, when I was young. Okay, did I write something else? I've just got to see my full screen. Oh no, just a question mark. So this is what we do with paraphrasing. Like, I love shopping. You could paraphrase, what's your favorite, like the examiner might say, what's your favorite hobby? Do you like shopping? You would say, I just adore going to buy things. Instead of saying shopping or going to purchase items like shoes. So you're using a same synonym, you're using a paraphrase. Who's your best friend? Well, the one that I really love to hang out with is. So if you get asked about your best friend, who's your best friend? Well, you wouldn't say my best friend, you'd say, well, I have someone really close to me. So this is how you're talking. What's your favorite food? Instead of saying, well, my favorite food is, you would say, I simply love eating shrimps. I just love the taste of shrimps. So you're not actually saying what the examiner said. You've paraphrased it. Do you like celebrating your birthday? So instead of saying celebrating my birthday, you would say, of course, I love going out with my friends on my birth date. So instead of saying birthday, you say birth date. Is your teacher good? Instead of saying my teacher is very good, you say Yes, I think I have the absolutely best educator. See, that's where the teacher, instead of saying teacher, you'd say educator, out of everyone. My lights are flicking. And then the final one, your parents great, instead of saying my parents are great because, you would say, oh yes, I think that my mother and father are two of the best people in the world. So this is just about paraphrasing. And yeah, so anyway, we'll move on because I have an exercise. Use synonyms and paraphrasing. So we've done this, synonyms, at least 2 synonyms, educator, relatives, work. We won't go here because you've done it. Now, gadgets, I just stop at gadgets. Gadgets is something that they use in the exam. Like they might say, what's your favorite gadget? Now, anyone tell me what is a gadget? Does anyone know what a gadget is?
Some device that we use for simplifying a action.
Excellent. In this case, a gadget is a device. It's like a laptop or an iPad or a phone. That's how they, that's what they call gadgets. So tell me about your favorite gadget. Wow. I would have to say that the best thing I've ever bought was my iPad. So just so you know, we'll carry on from here because we've spent a lot of time on synonyms. Now, what is this? Okay, this is, okay, I broke it down a bit more. Idioms and uncommon idiomatic vocabulary. So you only need to use an idiom or uncommon idiomatic vocabulary if you need a band 7. Now I have students that robbed themselves of a band 7 because their vocab is very good. Their speaking is very good. However, they did not include an idiom or an uncommon idiomatic phrase or vocabulary. Now, by doing that, they can only get a 6.5. An idiom is at a band 7. So it doesn't matter how brilliantly the speaker spoke, without the idiom, they can't get to a band 7. And it's very tragic. I get sad for them because they should have been at a 7.5 in their speaking or even an 8, but they won't get higher than a, well, they'll get high marks in maybe their fluency and coherence. They'll get it in their grammar and accuracy. They'll get a high mark in their pronunciation, but in their lexical resource, they'll remain at 6.5. So what will happen is that you all sound great. When I listen to you initially, talking about your favorite food, you are definitely at good levels. There's some things, of course, that need to be addressed, but overall, it was really good. Now, I would say that there'd be a need to include an idiom or an uncommon idiomatic vocabulary or phrase because you don't want to deny yourself a higher band. All right, so you only need one idiom. The reason being, it's very complex. Idioms are complex. And the speaking exam is simplicity. It's based on simplicity. So I had a student that threw in like 4 idioms, and of course it ruined all of his speaking because it was just too metaphoric, or something over the moon and out of the blue and off the top of my head. And the speaking lost its meaning on simplicity. So that's the good news. You only need one. I did put something else here while we're on to lexical resource. Okay, what really goes well in your speaking is using adverbs and adjectives. So adverbs and adjectives in your speaking, which is part of the lexical resource. That's why if you said, oh, it was amazingly stunning photography, now that would be regarded as uncommon idiomatic vocabulary. And it's the adjectives and the adverbs that will bring it about. So that's just something to remember. Emotion is very important as well. And that's fluency and coherence. I didn't include that, but as we go through it, you'll get to understand a bit more about being emotional when you speak. Yeah. All right, so that's that. We kind of covered that anyway. Now, what I've done is these are, now I'll just go down, it says homework. Now create compound and complex sentences, and we will hear them in the classroom next week. Now I'm not saying all of them, and use an audio to record at home. So now, am I clever or what? I've got it on the wrong side. So just switch the compound to the for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so, and the complex to the other side. So you're going to be making sentences, creating sentences, and practicing speaking them. Now, such as, I bought a pet, such as, my little brother really wanted something special for his birthday. And so I talked about it to my mum, and she said, buy him something such as a bicycle, or such as a basketball. And so this is the kind of thing. You're joining together a compound word with a complex. I'm just going to correct this because it's annoying me. Complex. Now, do you have pencils? How are you going to know this homework? Anyone?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, Vivian, so this is their homework. How would they be able to get their homework and next week they come back with sentences?
How many sentences would you like us to do?
Well, I want them to just make one sentence with each, because it's only like you're going to have such as and, or whenever and but. So it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 It's only 8
Okay.
sentences. Yeah, they're not separate
Good.
sentences. They're combined sentences.
Okay. Which mean complex and compound sentences.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to like record it. Need to be record in audio and send you first, and then in the next lesson you will correct them. Am I understanding right?
Yeah, we'll do it in class. Like I'll get,
Okay.
you know, it's all part of the speaking exposure. So when they've done this for homework, I'll get them to read it to the class. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can somehow get that to them, can't you? And there's this other homework. It sounds like a lot, but it's only what we've covered. It's not actually a lot. What does it say? Okay, lexical resource. Learn 3 new synonym words. I know we had an exercise and you gave me some very good ones. So of course you won't need to do education because we've been through all of that. But the other ones, and these are topics related to IELTS. Government, I mean, what would you call government? If you were given a topic about your government, you want to say another word. You would say, well, in New Zealand, the those in Parliament, you see, we'd say in Parliament instead of government. So I don't know what yours is, but it'd be good to give a couple of, oh, I said 3, if you can, 3 new synonym words from the word government. Now, the second one is internet technology. Now, you'll find a lot of topics on internet technology. So you have to like come up with some synonyms. So when you get a topic on internet technology, you'll be able to use it instead of saying internet technology. What would it be? The internet technology. Zung, do you have a word for internet technology?
Me, internet technology.
Yeah, because you sound like an internet technology was.
Nah, I'm not. Internet technology. Artificial intelligence. No, that's wrong there.
Internet technology, is that like
I don't know, not sure. Not
yeah,
sure what the category is about. So technology.
Internet
Social media.
Yeah, you could, I suppose, get away with social media, wireless communication.
Yeah, wireless communication.
Yeah, so that'll be good for something to actually find out, because that's quite a common topic. Now, the third one is a common topic, artificial intelligence. So I've got 2 there. I've got AI and robots. Maybe you could just add 1 more, because I thought it might be difficult trying to come up with 3. So I put 2 already. AI, robot, well, humanoid. There, I said it. Humanoid. But anyway, if you know another one, that will be great. Now, what did I say in green? Write them into sentences and read them in class. Oh, you'll have 1 minute to speak on these words, practice at home, using a recorder, audio piece, or using a podcast. Now, I've given an example. AI is nowadays a thing of the present future, and I believe that soon they will be teaching in the classes. Now, this is a real common topic in the IELTS because everything they choose is going forward. And that's why AI is quite common. Like, just for instance, you might get a writing that says, do you think that in the near future, robots will replace teachers? Well, that's actually a speaking topic as well. So choose one of those: education, government, internet technology, artificial intelligence, and just put it into one sentence like I've given an example of. And practice at home. You know, I always tell students, record yourself and then listen back to how you sound. So that's a good method to do. All right, now, so that's 2 homeworks. Now did I have something else? Okay, now this one, this is great. I don't know if any of you have heard this. There's over 1,000 podcasts. It's called All Ears English. IELTS speaking podcasts with over 1,000 podcasts to listen to. Now, just briefly, and it's all from native speakers. So let me just do this. I did it last night and it worked, but just quickly. Control and click. Oops, shut down. Okay, so you just push Control and click and it will come up. Takes a while because it's got so many things on it. I'll close my WhatsApp. So this is it. It's called IELTS and Energy English Podcast. It's got so many.
This is an IELTS Energy Podcast, episode 1061. Don't be puzzled by speaking part 2 answers.
Welcome to the IELTS Energy Podcast from All Ears English, downloaded more than 22 million times with former IELTS examiner Jessica Beck and Aubrey Carter, the IELTS whiz. If you are stuck with a low score, our insider method will help you get the score you need to unlock your dreams. Get your estimated band score now with our 2-minute quiz. Go to allearsenglish.com/my.
We'll show you how to do. So Aubrey's going to go first. I made that happen. Aubrey's going to go first with.
All right, so that's it. They talk a lot, these two, but it's actually good. It's actually good to have. And like I said, you know, some of them are a bit long, so I just fast forward or I click to the next one. Because like I said, there's over 1,000 different podcasts that those 2 ladies do. And it's been downloaded 22 million times. So it's very popular. And so it'll be extra for you to listen to when you're, you know, whenever. So that's that one. Now this one, this is the final thing before we finish. I put it down for 10 to 5. So probably about 3 minutes to go. But this is feedback and reflection. Now every class needs to have feedback and reflection. And this is from you, how you felt, not about me, nothing to do with me. Well, it is actually. You might say, well, yes, I don't like Miss Maria. I want to change my teacher. So that's what it's like. So feedback and reflection, there are 4 questions. What did you like most about the class? What did you like least about the class? what was too easy and what was too difficult. So I'm going to let you guys take your time in because we've got 10 more minutes left. So you can all have a turn of answering. And honestly, if you think I don't like Miss Maria at all, it's fine, really. But so it's important because this helps me to see how the lesson went with you guys and what I may need to change or improve on. You might say, well, what I liked the most was talking. We need more speaking. You see, you might say something like that, or what did I like the least about? Well, I thought maybe she talked too much, the teacher, or what was way too easy, the sentences we had to put together, or what was too difficult, the sentences we had to put together. Everyone will have a different opinion of how they felt the class went. And remembering 3 hours is a long time for you guys to listen. It's a very long time. So, you know, so you can give feedback. Now, I'm going to give 1 minute again, good old 1 minute, and you're going to reflect on what's written there, and then you're going to give feedback. And the feedback needs to be honest, true, you know, so don't worry about anything that you didn't like, but you won't say, because it doesn't matter. It's better that you say it. And at the end of each class, we're going to have feedback and reflection, because it's always good to see what others thought of the class and maybe how we could improve. So let me give you 1 minute, starting from now, and then you can talk to those reflective questions. All right. So let me get my little roll out. So before we go, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So I'm going to start with Helen. Oh, Helen, are you still here? Maybe she's here. Maybe she's not. All right. Oh,
You still Hà Linh ơi, Hà Linh. Yeah, maybe
okay. Maybe
go
she's
for
gone. All right. Farong Phao.
Phương Thảo ơi. Phương Thảo.
Maybe she's gone. Quinn Nur.
She already out.
Okay. Mylan.
I'm here.
Hi. Mylan, do you want to answer those 4 questions?
Feedback about you, right?
Sorry?
Talk feedback about you.
Yeah, about the class. Yeah, well, probably involves me, yeah.
In my opinion, I think today is a little bit easy.
Ah, thank you. You thought it was too easy. All right.
And just want to about the test in the IELTS speaking.
Yeah.
And I want to have a topic and we talk about that and improve some vocabulary about that topic. I think that.
Okay, that is brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Very good. Okay. Who was that? Mylan. Okay. Mylan.
I'm here.
Hi. So what did you think about today?
I think it's okay. Like it's fine.
Was it too easy for you?
I don't know. Maybe or not. Like I think if it was a topic that I know, so it's kind of easy to talk about.
All right. And what would you like to see more of in class? Like what Mylan said, that she wants to get a topic and you talk to the topic.
Well, I think it's okay. Like if we have a topic and we learn about the vocabulary about that topic, and it's fine. Like I like that too.
All right. Well, thank you, Mylan. And Lina,
She's out.
okay.
A lot of
Zoom?
people left. Yeah, I love the lecture. It's introducing me to a lot of new terms that I didn't know yet. I just kind of go with the flow when I'm talking. So, having your lecture is sure a refresh to me. But maybe it's because we have too much students, so the time spent for some student takes longer than I expected. That's the only downside that I feel like needed to be changed. The rest, I love it. I love the lecture. I love your enthusiasm. I love your encouragement. So thank you for your teaching today.
Thank you very much, Zoom. Thank you. Okay, that was great. And finally, Vivian.
Yeah, I love the way you approach, the way you teach us, because it's first time I know about like the IELTS criteria. I'm like one of the last student of the class. Maybe the other student, they already know about that. But for me, I haven't know about IELTS criteria. So I love the way you break down into each one, and I can like know how I can improve for like fluency, accuracy, vocabulary, and for the first session, I think that is quite successful because you give out the theory, and also we have a practice section. There are one small thing I think that we can take to consider, that is how to involve, as Dương opinion, how to involve all the classmates into one topic or one question. So when someone is speaking, the others don't have the feeling to be left behind. So it might be more like, how can I say, collaborative environment.
Yeah.
And also, today I think that we have learned quite a range of vocabulary. So if you open the Word document and you type down, so everyone can learn from the others and from you also. So the knowledge that we get for one class is much more than like looking at the slide only.
Yeah, so you're saying open Word and type out the vocab, yeah?
Yeah, so because sometimes there are words that we are not familiar with, and then
exactly.
we cannot catch.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, and that will not like bear in our mind.
Yeah, exactly. All right, no, that'll be good. Okay, well, thank you guys so much. It's been so enjoyable.
Thank you so much. You are very energetic today, enthusiastic today, and thank you for your time, because 3 hours talking is
burden. It's a burden.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I have my cough lollies on one side and my water on the other. I was thinking, don't make me cough.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Time already, right?
Sorry?
I think that I suppose that is lunch time already on your side. Lunch time.
Oh, lunchtime. It's well, it's 12 o'clock now. I've got to have breakfast.
Yeah, it's lunch time.
but what I want to say to you, Vivian, how will the students get this PowerPoint and the recording?
Actually, I will ask the admin to send on the student the slide, so they got the homework and the lesson
and the recording as well, because all the students, they need the recording too.
Yeah. Okay, so the admin will give like detailed instruction to classmates.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, guy and gals, because there's only one guy. Thank you very much, guy and girls, and I'll see you next Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you,
bye,
everyone.
Bye. Lunch. Bye bye.
Oh, bye.
Are you tired, Maria?
No, I have a 2-hour class at 4:30 in 2 hours, but that's for global, I'm part of a global IELTS training with different 17 trainers on LinkedIn, and I'm taking
Wow.
the class today, but
That's,
it's all right.
wow. That's too much for you,
No,
Maria.
it's only every fortnight. That one is only every fortnight, and I have a lot of other people that can take it, but everyone was busy today, so I had to take it. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel today?
Great. You know, I just love it. I love students. It doesn't matter where they're from. I don't care, you know, because in the end, everyone's the same. They just want to learn, you know,
Yeah.
and you've got a great bunch. Of course, I did kind of use Zoom as my bouncing board because I needed someone to talk back to me. Otherwise, I'm talking to the fresh air in the beginning because, you know, no one wanted to speak. So it was fine.
Yeah.
It was good he was there. And you always look for that one person that will talk back to you. So you're not just talking to nothing, to thin air.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've got to give time for the girls to come out of their show. And they did. And they did really well. And you've got a very talented lot. I liked how Zung said he didn't know the terminology. Well, if you don't know the terminology, how are you going to know what you have to
Yeah.
learn?
Yeah.
So, you know, that was very
Yeah.
good to hear that.
Yeah.
And I must say, just between you and I,
Yeah.
like, okay, they spoke very well, the girls in there.
Yeah.
They're talking about something, their favorite food, but you could see when they had to put together a complex structure, it was difficult for them.
Yeah.
They got,
Yeah.
they got it all mixed up and upside down and inside out. But if they get to talk freely, they're fine. But this is what happens when you start learning structures. It takes a while for your brain to focus and think, oh, I have to use this and I have to use that. So they'll get better. It was good to see that because as they were speaking freely, I thought they were a good band. Now then, when I brought in the complex and compound sentences, they dropped quite a bit because they weren't used to, like I said, structure. So yeah, it was a good time to see.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I have no doubt that your methodology will help them because I think that not so many teacher want or used to teach the methodology first as you are doing now. Let me share a bit about the student because in Vietnam they are like mostly from public school. Public school means that they follow an old-fashioned ways of learning. They are passive. They are relatively passive compared to like a private school, and they like my lunch. She want to like pop in like a topic and just speak. She doesn't care about the criteria. Yeah, or for example, some students they might be distracted during the lesson. So you were so nice. I think that you must be a bit more like compulsory for them, difficult and disciplinary for them. So they will like bounce better than they are now. Than they do now.
I heard that when she said she'd rather have a topic and just speak. She has to know the criteria, and the reason being, I get students that come for the exam. They speak brilliantly, but they get a low mark because they haven't passed the criteria. So it's not about speaking, it's about structured speaking. So yeah, I heard, and then I heard Zung say he'd like to learn it. So, you know, you have different ones in your class at different places, but I will accommodate her. When I plan the next one, I will put in where they will get to speak to a topic. But that's, you know, I mean, I need to accommodate people,
Yeah.
but that's not a lot of it. That's only a fraction of it.
Yeah, I think that the best way of teaching is inspire the student. But in reality, in Vietnam, in public school, the teacher need to be hard to push them up rather than be nice and inspirational. That is a fact. So I hope that my sharing is helpful for you, because that's a culture. You haven't been in Vietnam, so maybe you haven't known about that, about it yet. So I really want to share.
No, thank you for that. And you'll be surprised. Yeah, this is my way. And even in the Arab world, the kids think, oh, she's easy because she's nice. But they get a big fright because I'm both things. And when it comes to like giving them a mock exam, they get the real score, they get a fright. I think, well, this is it. You know, it's not all about fun and joy. It's about results.
It's about results. I totally agree. And there is one thing that I would like you to help with, because you hear all the students speak. So can you like a brief write down like short quickly some like comment about each one? They are what are their strength, what are their weakness, so we can like give a feedback to them so they know that the teacher
I did actually briefly, but because it was my first time of hearing them, I just kind of next to it, and I don't want to give it to them. I put the band they were speaking at. So only today I put the band they were speaking at, which I could pick up very quickly when people are speaking. But next week I will write comments, and then you see there were corrections that needed to happen. But I thought for the first time, I'll let it go. And then the next time we get into more structure. You see, Zong, he will really struggle with pronunciation, because half of the time I didn't hear him. And that's part of the criteria. So, you know, the next week I'll have more of an assessment for them. I will put in that writing topic where they get a time, and they will know that it's going to be given to them in a little report, because everyone doesn't need to know what everyone's is for now. Do you think? Like, you know, I didn't want to say, oh, Zong, you really need to practice on your pronunciation. No one needs to all hear that. Not for now. But when we're doing an actual mock exam, I don't mind doing it. But this was
okay, understand. I just asked. I
like what you said.
That's not a big deal. There are last thing. There is a last thing. I think that you are great in like fitting the lesson with the timing. How come you can like have 7 slides and you like make it fit with 3 hours?
I've been a teacher. I've been a teacher over 20 years. Everything we do has a timing. I just do it automatically. Whenever I do a plan, it has a timing. So it's just what I do. I mean, I love the fact that the reflection and assessment was 3 minutes out. 3 minutes out on my slide.
Yeah, it's really an idea. I haven't seen anyone do like you. It's brilliant idea. Like it's brilliant idea to put like a break, 5-minute break when you tell a story about something very interesting and related to the topic, today topic, and then the 3 minutes, the 3 last minutes, you do like a feedback and reflection session. It's a very brilliant idea.
Well, that's an old thing. You know, every teacher should do reflection and feedback. That's if they're secure. A non-secure teacher would not do it because she wouldn't want to hear what the students say. But, you know, I don't care. I'm past all that. You know, half of them could have said, oh, I really didn't like you. I would say, okay, how can I change? You see, this is what I would say. What do you think I can do better? But you do get teachers that don't ask about that, but I've never had a problem with it. There was one other thing you were talking about. Oh yeah, so the timing is nothing. It's just it just becomes part and parcel. I'll tell you what, when I threw in that part about where did IELTS come from and the 5 countries, that was a rest period for them. I purposely did it. I said, so you can take a break and I'll just talk about this, you know? So, I mean, do they really care where it came from? I don't know, but it was just, it was just to give them that break. Whether they
very brilliant.
Huh?
It's really good. Like a break, meaningful break, not like you can relax, you can take a cup of coffee, water for 5 minutes and come back to the lesson. Yeah. And I have a question. Do you know that all the students understand what you say because you are like a native speaker, and frankly speaking, most of them don't have like a frequent exposure to a native speaker.
Well, the feedback is my evaluation. You know, when I wrote on after the 7th slide, I had pre-assessment and I explained it. And that was to hear them. If they didn't understand me, they would have had difficulty explaining it, but they did so well.
Wow, okay.
So that's how I get, you're evaluating the whole time. It's not just that, you're evaluating when you ask them anything. You're always checking to see if they understand. And not one of them said, I don't know what you're talking about, or can you please explain it further? They were quite ready to talk about it. So that was good, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's like more successful than I expect. Yeah, the lesson was very clear and concise and knowledgeable. And enjoy. I really enjoy it. Thanks so much.
It was good having you in the class. No, it is good because
I try to be your good student.
Yes. Yes, but you have to compete with the other 7 then. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, it's good to have you there for I'm listening when you repeat their names. I'm listening to it. And I'm getting used to it. So I like that. Yeah, and I like what what you have to say. And yeah, you will learn. You should be at a place where you're actually at a 6.5. In the role that you have, you should be in that position.
Yeah.
So this will help you to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. The last thing, definitely the last thing. Do you think that all the students should like turn the camera on, turn the video on, so you can actually see them and yeah, no need.
No, you know what? I don't be that. No, I don't like that. Now, half of my students don't put the camera on, and I don't make them because I think everyone has a choice. If they want to have their camera off, then no, make it easy on their learning. If they prefer it that way, then it's fine. I mean, they're in their homes, aren't they? They're in their homes. Are they?
Yeah, they're in their home.
Yeah. Now there might be some that don't want others to see where they are in their home, and that's fair enough. So I wouldn't tell them turn all your cameras on. What if because then it becomes a bit of a competition. They're looking who's got the better home, who's got nicer furniture. This is the human nature. So it's better just to, if they want it off, let them have it off.
Okay, understand well. So yeah, thank you very much. I will
thank you
not
for
like waste more your time. Yeah, have a good lunch and yeah, have good weekend. Yeah.
Now I'll send the recording to you and you can send it to the admin.
Okay.
Because I sent you the PowerPoint.
Thank you. You guys you say I received the PowerPoint through WhatsApp and now please send the video, the recording to the WhatsApp.
Yeah, I will, but I'm gonna eat my lunch and then I've got my classes very shortly. So I'll do it after, okay? After I finish class.
Okay.
About 3 hours. Okay, thank you. Have a good week.
Yeah, bye-bye.
And thank you for the payment. Thank you for the payment.
No worries. You worth more than that.
I know. I tell everyone, but I haven't told you. Like when I worked in an institute in Abu Dhabi, he'd say, okay, what do you think you should be paid? I'd say to him, you can't afford me. That's it. I know that. But
I admit that your lesson is amazing. Amazing. Fantastic.
Anyway,
I love it.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.